Hey guys, it's Paul, the guy that just did a Facebook Live bragging about technology, and then my connection crashed and I didn't get this live video posted. So I'm going to do this another time so it posts and it can be shared later on. But what I wanted to do is take 3 or 4 minutes and talk about point number 3 in my 2026 plan that I put out. This point is probably one of the most important points in the plan because it has to do with workforce. And without a workforce, you don't have business. Without a business, you don't have sales tax revenue. Without sales tax revenue, we have a struggling city. And so right now, our unemployment rate in Sioux Falls is about 2.9%. The national rate is a little above 4%. So we continue to be very low in our unemployment rate, which is good. It also creates challenges for employers. And I have talked to employers for the last 10 months, whether they need people to swing a hammer, to do accounting, to do web development, to be nurses. Almost every industry in Sioux Falls is having workforce challenges. And so the next mayor is going to have to be acutely aware of how to recruit and retain young people specifically to stay in Sioux Falls. Now, I've been accused a little bit of saying, hey, Paul, you seem very focused on young people with this workforce issue. It's not true. I'm focused on solving the workforce shortage challenge we face. But the fact of the matter is by 2025, 3/4 of our global workforce is millennials. And so if we don't get proactive with recruiting and retaining young people now, or just kicking the can down the road with this. But I really have a heart to solve this workforce challenge from every single angle. When I left ClickRain at the end of last year, my company that I started 10 years ago, we had 36 employees. That oldest employee was 43. We were in a kind of an emerging sector, so we did have a young workforce. But that's important to understand because I have demonstrated experience on how to grow a young workforce and to recruit people to this city, which is very, very important. So what do you do? How do you do that, Paul? It's like, okay, great, you're young and you built a young workforce, Paul, at age 40, then what can the city do? Well, the city can do things to make sure our community remains attractive to the next generation of worker. So whether that's things like a skate park, I know where there's a group that's organized that wants to build a concrete skate park. The city should absolutely be supportive of projects like that. The city should absolutely have probably been quicker with getting things like ride-sharing services to our community, things like that people use to judge the progressiveness and hipness of your community. I think we're the 48th or 49th state in the country. Big thanks to Councilor Erickson and ex-Councilor Dean Karski who helped get that across the finish line. But we can be more proactive with things like that. What we do downtown with the rail yard and Sioux Steel property, as well as the next step of the River Greenway, is going to be very, very important as people judge the progressiveness of your city and a city they want to live in. A lot of times by your core and by your downtown. I also want to invest in some city-led employer training. So how can we train the large employers in our community, and not just large employers, I shouldn't say that, all employers in our community to understand what sort of culture, benefits, pay scale, environment the next generation of worker is looking for in today's environment. And so I think that's very important. I also want to come up with more ideas. I've talked campaign who they're maybe 30, 40, 50 years old. They maybe decide to stay home for a while. They took an early retirement and now they want to get back in the workforce. Re-entering the workforce when you have a 6, 7, 10-year resume gap is a challenge. And it's a challenge anywhere, and I think we can help people do a better job with that in Sioux Falls because that provides a very critical piece for our workforce development challenge as well. And then we also have our immigrant population. We have immigrants that have come here that they're ready to work and they need workforce readiness training. We need to make sure that we're providing them with the tools and the services they need to become productive employees in Sioux Falls because we need them and we need employees. So I want to finish kind of this video with a quick scenario. So picture a business. A business comes to Sioux Falls. They do a tour, a familiarization tour. They like what they see. They like the people. They go back to the Development Foundation. We close the door. We sit in that room. We need to think about which mayoral candidate sits across the table from that organization and best represents the future of Sioux Falls and has demonstrated the ability to grow a workforce, knows what an employer is looking for, and can lock that deal up and say, we need you in Sioux Falls. We want you in Sioux Falls. Will you please come to Sioux Falls? That's an important question that the voters need to ask. What the next generation of leadership looks like, who is most equipped to help with this workforce development issue that we're going to have. And that's why we're going to the polls on April 10 to let people decide who that may be. So there's a link to the plan in the description of this video. Check it out. It's point number 3. If you have any questions, leave them here. I'll try to answer them maybe after the fact. I know there's a lot of things I didn't even talk about, like the Career and Technical Training Academy, which is awesome, CTE Academy with our high school, Southeast University Center, which are all critical pieces of our workforce development program and training and providing the educational opportunities we need for the careers in Sioux Falls. So thanks for listening. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed Easter weekend if I don't see you on the campaign trail in the next few days. And 12 days from now we go to the polls. But remember, you can early vote anytime between now and then, 8 to 5 at the Minnehaha County Admin Building. So thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.